Hey, here we are live and in person. It is Friday with Coach Manny, and we are rocking and rolling. Let's make sure we got everything set here for you. You can see I have my World Cup soccer shirt on because we're less than 2 months. Actually, we're closer to a little bit more than a month from the soccer games of the world. So I get pumped up about that. But I'm glad to have you here today because today's subject is something that many people deal with. It's success means turning towards what you fear. See, so the question to you today is what is keeping you from achieving those goals that you know you can do it? You know it. You know there's no doubt about it. What is holding you back from making it happen? Why do you spend so much time thinking about it? Is fear holding you back? That's the question I got to lay on the table today. Is fear holding you back from making things really rock? Now, if you're a salesperson, and let me understand something. Everybody's in sales. Depends on, it doesn't matter what you do. You have to convince somebody to buy what you're selling. It's just part of the process no matter what you do for a living. And fear stops you so many times from doing what you know you need to do, right? It makes you hesitate. It can hold you back. And you know you can get this done, and still you hesitate. If you allow fear to get in the way, you're never going to reach that potential that you have. And I know if you're listening to this program and other people just like me who are out there rocking with you, that you need to get over that fear because there's so much potential in you. And today, I'm going to look at 3 things that you can overcome. And these are just 3. It's just a start. It'll get you through fear. So I'm excited about that. I hope you are too. I'm Coach Manny, and my business is developing people. But my real business is I help organizations increase sales, and that's where I get all my motivational stuff from. I help them to build sales processes that work. And whether it's strategy, tactics, or accountability, if you're struggling with generating business, if your salespeople aren't producing what you want, if you're having a tough time getting the right team together, if your sales just aren't where you know they could be, just like this fear that we're talking about today, then give me a call. I've been doing this for about 20 years. It's what I do to help organizations. The question I'm going to lay on you today as a listener, is fear getting in the way of your achievement? Is fear getting in the way of your achievement? I want to thank all of you that are out there with us, and I want to encourage you to share the program, share this link with other people out there so we can get more people in. I also want to let you know that what you're seeing live here today will also be available on a podcast, and it'll also be available on YouTube. I'm a little slow. I'm going to tell you, I was struggling today, but I used one of those techniques that I encourage you to use, and one that I got from some other people, which is I just stopped for 5 minutes. I set my timer. I went and I meditated for 5 minutes, and all of a sudden I got pumped up again, but I'm burning out on energy again, and great to have you all with us today. I see some of you out there, Tony, Alina, and some other people. Great to have you on the show. And if you have any questions or anything, just pop them up. We'll keep you guys and gals going out there. Thanks for being here today. So, just one more time for all those who have just joined us. The topic today is fear holding you back? What is it keeps you from achieving those great goals you know you can? What's holding you back from making it happen, and how do we get over that? If you allow fear to get in the way, then you're not going to accomplish all those things that you can do out there. So don't let fear get in the way. Today, I'm going to run you through 3 of those things. And let's see if we can walk through that. And if you have any comments or any stories that you might want me to share, just type them in and we'll see if we can share them with the audience today. So, what is the number one thing you got to do? Number one is you stop fear by taking action. And I have a great quote here today. In fact, I have 3 or 4 quotes today because this is really a subject that's so near and dear to my heart. This quote comes from a fellow by the name of David Henry Thor, and he says, "Most men led lives of quiet desperation and go to the grave with a song still in them." To me, that's sad. Let me repeat that again. Most men led lives of quiet desperation and go to the grave with the song still in them. You don't want to go with that song still in you. Y'all have great songs in you. Y'all have great things you want to accomplish. Don't stop. You see, what's stopping you from taking action to do what you really want? Is it because fear of doing it is holding you back? If you've been given so many great skills. Let's face it. And I know some of you don't believe that, but you have. God doesn't make anybody without great skills and abilities. Yet most of us don't use them as much as we could. Most of us don't get them out there and really share them and really bring them to where they should be. You know, I love to speak, and yet for years I didn't use that skill. I used it, but not the way God gave it to me. So don't let fear stop you. The first thing you got to do is take action. And so, like when you're trying to close a deal, you know you should say something. You know it's the right thing to say. Yet many of you in sales out there hesitate. You hold back and you lose the deal. Don't let that happen to you. When you know you should do something, but you don't do it, right? When someone steps up and they do what you were going to do. So let's stop that hesitation. Start taking action. The number one thing to get over fear is taking action. How many times were you going to do it, but you didn't? You stopped fear by taking action. So take some action today. Find one thing that you've been meaning to do. One thing. I don't care if it's a little thing. It doesn't have to be something tremendous. Just something simple, something little. Find one thing today and do it. In fact, after we're done here today, I want you to go out and do that, all right? Right now. Any questions there? Just pop them up there. We'll see if we can answer them for you. Number 2, the second thing that you can do is remember that the first step, the first movement is always the hardest. The first step is always the hardest. Nelson Mandela, who, if you don't know that story, go check it out. What this guy was accomplishing is amazing. But Nelson Mandela said, "The greatest glory in living lies not in never failing, but in rising every time we fall." I like to repeat that again because, when we do audio like this, sometimes we don't get it. But the greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Wow. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually copy this, and I'm going to put it out there for you so you have that, because I like to share that. And let me go back to the one we did as the number 1 and put that out there too. So if you want to grab that, you can as well. That was the one that we started with. So I like to always share that kind of stuff. So there's a couple things, but let's get to this number 2 now. It might be a tough year. You know, just because a lot of people are doing well, not everybody is. Might be a tough year, and you might be dealing with some stuff that you just wish you could put away. But guess what? You can't put it away. Fear's got a hold of you, and fear of failing is stopping you in your tracks. And I guess before you do anything else, you got to admit that's happening. And that's so, so many times that's so tough for us to admit that something's holding us back. How many times have we been held back? But once we take that first step, it just starts to happen, and it gets easier and easier. Take that first step into the unknown, and the second one becomes easier. Today, it's a number, we got stuff for you to do today. And the one thing I like to always encourage you is that when we're here and you're listening to me, take some action. And today, look at something that you need to get started and just do one little thing. I don't care if the only thing you do is write it down or put it on a reminder or tell somebody you're going to do it. Just do one little thing and take that first step, and you're going to be amazed at what happens. And now number 3 for today. Point 3. Risk is a part of the process. Frederick Wilcox said, progress always involves risk. If you can't steal second base if you still got your foot on first, can you? Let me put that one out there for you too. And I know I use a lot of sports stuff, but and I like to apologize for it, but it just works. And it used to be that people said, well, that's kind of a little sexist. And today, I think a lot of you women out there know more about sports than us guys. So I'm not going to say that anymore. So risk is a part of process. That's part 3. Take a risk. Risk is a part of life. It's what makes it exciting. Even though I know at times we just don't think that way, do we? We just don't think that way. But it's true. Risk is a part of the process. Risk is a part of life, and it is what makes it exciting. It is why some people shine, and it's why some people become superstars, and other people never get there because they're not doing the things that we talked about, are they? They're not doing those first 2 things that we talked about. They're not taking any action, and they're not taking that first step, are they? They're hesitant. If you want to become all God put you here to be, then I encourage you to stop holding back and really start flying. Take the risk. Go for the gold. It's like I always tell people when I teach about time, and maybe you've heard me teach about, you can always get money again if you blow it. Time is what you can't. So be more careful with your time than you are with your money. But I've heard so many successful people who have really done tremendously well tell me the same thing. I lost it all, but I got it back because it was easier the second time. I was listening to a guy, it's a great story, guy yesterday on a podcast, and I encourage you to listen to not just my podcast, but other podcasts out there. And he was talking about his restaurant went under and he was $500,000 in debt. And that's like a mountain, right? Because he had taken that risk. But then he took a few more chances, and today he's making 7 figures less than 4 years later. So take the risk. What's that thing that you want to do, but risk has paralyzed you? Here's what I need you to do. Today, I want you just to begin. You all know what's holding you back. You all know where you're hesitating. Take that risk and start moving forward. And I want to leave you with a quote today. I'm going to leave you with a quote today from D. Hannon. And this is a great little quote, and let me put that up on the screen. Let me put it up there for you in the notes so you can capture it. There it is. All right, now I'll go through it. It often helps in times of trial, when fearful and alone, to know that every doubt we feel, the greatest saints have known. Take that in for a minute. If you're a student of the Bible, you know that people have gone through a lot of stuff. And you know what I always teach, when you're going through tough stuff, just remember, people have been here before. It often helps in times of trial, when fearful and alone, to know that every doubt we feel, the greatest saints have known. It is time to really make it happen in your life, your business, and your career. 3 steps I want you to take today. Take some action. Take some action. It can be something little. It doesn't matter. But take some action today. Take that first step. I know it's hard. And I know sometimes you've been not taking that step for years. Take that first step today. And 3, risk is a part of the process. You gotta be willing to take some risk. Go for it. Wow. So today we got a great offer for you. For those of you who are out there and you're building your business and you're trying to put things together. And sometimes we have business stuff and sometimes we have motivational stuff, and we have some great stuff coming up shortly on our new 90 Days to Success. And that course, so stay tuned, watch us. We're here at 10:30 every Friday. So we have a couple free downloads for you. One is a free course, and I guess I could put these out there as well. These are the links. The first one is a free, hold on. Yeah, this is how you get to them. I'm sorry. Let me click for free courses. How's that? Can we put that up there for you? There we go. All right, these are 2 free courses we have out there. The first free course for you is how to define your target market. And this is direct from our Double Your Sales course. It's a $1,000 product we sell, which really tells you how to define who am I going after. That's what the course is based on. There's video in there. It's just outstanding. By the time you've done that course, and it takes an hour to watch the video or so, it's a couple hours of work. You'll know who you're going after. And the second one, for those of you who need to generate more leads, it's a 7-piece e-course on lead generation. And the way that one works is every day you get one less lesson over a period of over a period of 7 days. So I want to thank you for hanging out with me today. I'm excited. I hope that I've helped you to see that fear that may be stopping you from getting to where you want to get to. And maybe you've put a new block in there. Maybe all of a sudden you are going to go on. And if today made a difference and you have picked something up to really start moving, just send me a note, will you? I'm always available. You can private message me. You can email me. You can just get a hold of me and tell me, wow, I did it, because it is about action. This is Coach Manny saying, I love being here on Friday. I hope you all will go out to my website, coachmanny.com. We got a lot of good stuff out there and so much more coming. Listen to us on Targeted Lead Generation on iTunes. We're there every week with at least one episode, and we got some great new interviews coming up with people to help you generate leads. Get out there, take some action, take that first step, and get through that risk today. Thank you.